As mayor, I'll call this meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Donna, please call the roll.
Martyr? Mazer? Here. Riley?
Here.
Schneider? Sofa?
Here.
Stoops?
Here.
Wilson?
So that's long.
Non-agenda items from the sidelines. We did not receive anything. Did anybody have anything they wanted to talk about not on the agenda? Good. City administration, Donna?
I have nothing.
Well, the office will be closed in the morning, but they won't be on Channel 6 yet, so if anybody has something to do, wait until 9 o'clock. Chief?
I have nothing.
Bart?
Nothing, didn't I?
Chief?
No, sir.
Very good. Looking up. Get a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Support.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yeah.
Martyr?
Yes.
Hopefully everybody's had a chance to look over the meeting minutes from October the 15th. Was there any questions or corrections? Now I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Support.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Presentation and approval of October disbursements report of $281,169.95 and electronic wire transfers of $9,763.50. Can I get a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to accept the disbursements and wire transfers for set amounts. Support.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
And can I get a motion to place communications on file?
Make that motion. Support.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes. We just have one communication to Mayor and City Council, subject Memphis annual Goodfellows newspaper sale. The Memphis Lions Club is requesting council's approval for their annual Goodfellows paper sale on the corner of Main Street and Fordman on the following dates and times: Thursday the 5th, Friday the 6th, Saturday the 7th, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. Thank you, Larry Wilson, Memphis Lions Club. Anybody have a problem with that? Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Memphis Lions Club to hold their annual Goodfellow newspapers as on the date stated in time.
Support.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Hopefully the weather will be nice that weekend. We have no unfinished business, new business, fire department snowplow for pickup truck.
Yes, we'd like to purchase a plow for the new pickup truck that we recently purchased back in the spring. It replaced a truck that had a plow on it prior. We sold that truck with the plow to kind of get a better resale for it, I think, which we did. We did very well with the sale of that truck, with the sale of that truck. So we'd like to purchase a plow for this one.
Any questions?
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we go with STE truck for the purchase of a new snowplow for the fire truck.
Equipment replacement.
To come out of the equipment replacement fund.
There you go.
Support.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we have a bill from Murray Township for EMT class for $4,800.
Yeah, we have 4 students currently taking the EMT class to get their medical license. Something that we send the members to each year to go to get the medical license.
We have, I think, around 7,000 in the trade.
Correct.
Can I get a motion?
Make a
Pay the
motion.
bill?
Pay the bill.
Support.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, Memphis Chamber of Commerce regarding snow removal.
Hello. It's come up at our chamber meetings, the issue of snow removal. For the past 2 years, the chamber has paid for snow removal for the downtown area, the sidewalks and the street, on Main Street for the Main Street businesses. Now we have more members that are not in the downtown area. Our membership is growing, and we also have non-members in the downtown area who benefited from us paying for it, even though they weren't members and they weren't paying, but they were getting the benefit of it. So it's been brought up at the meetings, and we want to kind of address snow removal for businesses, because we have more businesses that are open early throughout the day later. So the first thing we want to know is, what is the city's responsibility for snow removal? Because if we're going to pay for snow removal out of the chamber funds, we don't want to overlap. We want to kind of supplement instead of paying for something that the city is already doing or responsible for. So first thing we need to know is, what is the city's responsibility for snow removal, so we can take that back to our meetings.
I think years ago, I think the city did do that, but.
We always did.
Yeah.
We did it
But
for,
I think what happened was
Ice
that Bart, he's got a lot of snow removal all through the town and parking lots and et cetera, and I think the chamber wasn't really happy with that, and so that's when they started to do it themselves. So I don't know if Bart wants to add anything to that, but.
no, it's just, like I say, there's times where I plowed and their company really didn't need to come in, and
Yeah. But it's.
it had a lot to do with the timing of the snowfall and how the length of the snowfall and such. We don't start plowing at 1 inch of snow. Sometimes I, in fact, wait, especially on the weekends, till the end of the snowfall, so especially only 3 or 4 inches. People can't get out. We don't shovel the sidewalks. Never did. Never
No,
will.
that's something we never did.
Well, let me take that. We did until the street lighting and
All right.
was put in, and what we did, we backbladed it all the time, the backhoe, but it's very dangerous at a certain hour, around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Traffic, they don't care what, about them yellow flashers. And so we stopped backblading the sidewalks back in, I think it was 95,
Yeah.
96, somewhere there.
Well, I think, Bart, if you'll do it when you can do it, but you may not be happy.
Oh, I used to get a thank you when I had this all done from the
So,
Well,
other snowplow company, because you didn't have to do it.
yeah,
But it all depends when that storm hits, what's gonna happen.
yeah.
and M19 is a state highway, correct?
Actually, the M19, we do the downtown curbs. If you wait for the county to do it,
You'll be
it
waiting.
doesn't gonna happen.
Right, right.
Well, we've had issues with the county blasting the windows along the front.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, when they come in at their plows and that, they've actually plastered, I think, both sides at one time with the slush and such that builds up.
You'd have more on the sidewalks than you care to deal with.
Yeah, yeah.
And the,
But
and
what
the
worked nice-
sidewalks, just like everybody else throughout the city, the sidewalks are the owner's responsibility, you know. My house, anybody else's house that has sidewalks, that's the owner's responsibility.
Well, I don't have a problem with the sidewalks. We take care of our sidewalks throughout the day as
This-
it's snowing.
and this is
When
what-
we're open, we have to do it,
Right.
which is no
This-
problem. Our problem is that if the cars can't park and they can't get to the sidewalks, or my sidewalk may be clear, but if they can't get to the sidewalks to get into the buildings, that's a problem.
This is through the daytime. It's very hard to plow that downtown
Well,
with
yeah.
parked cars, and I can't sit there waiting for each individual car to leave. I
You
just don't
you
have
have
the man.
businesses that are open at, the Donut Girls, what time do you open in the morning?
4.
And so you've got cars that are already parking there. So it's like to try and get in and out of there and.
A couple I can deal with, especially if they just go in, do their business, and they're out. I can sweep, and I've been known to do that, and sometimes I dodge in and out, but at the same time, the best time to plow any of this town parking-wise is about 2 in the morning.
And if there's not enough snow, if it's snowing at 2 in the morning, it's gonna keep snowing,
Yeah, and I've ran into that.
you know.
So even though we may finish up on that, Bart comes out at early morning of the hours when there's nobody around, the alleys are clear, the curbings are clear and all that. That's the best time for me to have it. Not saying it's impossible through the daytime, it depends on how much traffic is parked on that curb, and I obviously can't sit there and just wait for each individual car to, you know, come and go. So we do what we can. I know I beat other communities by far on cleaning up.
So I think then you do what you can, but you're not necessarily, you might not be happy with it, but he'll do what he can too, so.
Yeah, I
Because we
guarantee
can't-
you,
we
it-
can't-
It's not a matter of happy or not happy, I understand that if it's snowing. We just want to know what is, are they gonna do streets, the alleys? We wanna know what's he
Curbing,
gonna be doing?
all that.
What is the city going to be
Well,
doing?
it's like the alley behind the businesses there,
Right.
that's not the city's property, that's yours.
but I do plow it.
But that's what I'm asking is what?
I guarantee you.
What is the city's legal responsibility would be none, I mean, because it's a state highway.
On the state highway, but
The
that being said,
Yeah.
They're not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna not
Right.
do that.
I know.
I'm not gonna wait for the county to come.
But her question was, what was the responsibility of the city? It would
Yeah.
be not
But,
that
and
much.
as far as this alley here, I know we don't own it, but I've always done it, always will do it. And it's just the hours, obviously,
Then the
when there's patrons there.
priorities.
So priorities are the city streets.
Here's a priority, number one is the fire lanes, major streets, local streets, parking lots. And depending, let's say on a 4-inch snowfall, we generally, if it happens at the right time of that, I can have everything done in 3 hours on a 4-inch snowfall. But it depends what time that happens. Yeah.
Anything else?
So is there something on file that you can print for us that we can take back to our chamber, to our members? What your responsibilities are?
Well, your responsibility is the sidewalk.
No, what your responsibilities are.
Oh.
Just named them.
Yes, you named them, we would like a hard copy.
I'm sure I don't have that even in writing anywhere, so.
Donna, can you take care of that?
Perfect.
Should you pick it up tomorrow?
It will be in my minutes. Tomorrow we got a lot with elections to finish, but it will be done by the end of the week.
We got a month till next meeting, right?
I don't need it till next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we call the alleys, but we don't like shovel up the doors or anything like that.
No.
Oh, we do the library now too, right?
Always have.
Okay, yeah. Well, no, we had a year off, didn't we?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right, we did have a couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was made out of cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a contract, yeah. That was
All set?
costly.
The library has a contract with you?
No,
No.
no, they,
St. Clair County.
St.
No,
Clair
they
County
contracted
contracted.
a few years
Parking
ago,
lot, so.
a private they paid.
St. Clair County
We
Library,
didn't do it.
right?
yeah.
But then they saw what they were paying and the cost of the city was, costing for the city to do it, it was a big difference.
So just to get it straight, all these businesses in here, the city isn't under any obligation to have to plow.
No.
No.
Not the back.
I, there's not
I'm
a,
talking about the
parking, there's not a parking spot unless there's a car in it that I do not hit.
Right.
It's all has the timing, it's in the timing of the storm of when certain things will happen to what I consider to my satisfaction.
Well, I want a question answered. If you're not really, you have no responsibility for M19, and if the
Right.
LAs, you really don't have to do it, you just do it, then what is there to write? We're not
Yeah, that's what I was
responsible.
kind of, there's
Yeah.
no,
There's nothing to write down. They're not
Maybe
responsible.
Or
boards
the
is what I'm
snow,
saying.
it depends on the severity of the snow, the timing of the snow, and obviously the timing has to do with the traffic.
so that's like,
So
that's like a bonus.
nowhere is it written that the city's not responsible for the alleys?
It's
or
private property.
the business owners? So
Right.
that is written somewhere?
It's an easement through private property, so it's
Yeah,
not.
and
it's
we
not-
have an
it's not our
easement because of
property.
water main or sewers.
Now,
The
you know, one
west
thing.
alley, we do own the west alley.
Oh,
Cross street.
The back, and all that over there.
Yeah,
We just don't own this one here.
This one, no.
No.
I think they're 9 feet off the back of your building
Yeah.
and 9 feet off.
And the thing is regardless of responsibility, I think, that they do as much as they can to clear as much as they can, whether it's not your responsibility. And it's one of those, since I guess you could look at priorities, it's gonna be the city streets and roads.
Okay, so there's nothing in writing anywhere
Well, it does
about
say,
snow removal?
Okay,
it does say that property owners are responsible for the sidewalk. That's what it says.
Yeah.
That's all I know about it, as
Yeah.
far as snow removal.
so
And
is
then-
there
and-
anything in writing, you just said that you do the library, is that under a contract?
It's city property.
No, city
That's
property.
the city property.
Oh.
So what are the city properties
parking lot.
that you do take care of?
Parking lot,
Just,
City Hall,
city,
police
yeah.
station.
Police
so
department.
that's what we would need, because we got businesses coming at, and it's like, well, they're doing this and they're doing that,
I don't
We
I do not have the equipment nor the manpower to have somebody sitting.
No, I know, but
With
I
the
wanna
truck,
have
that's all.
information to say, they do that
They just want to
because
give
of
an
the
answer. They need an
city.
answer for
So
somebody
you want a
else.
list of what we do,
Yes.
what we're responsible for,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
I think your contractor did basically the alley and in front of the buildings, and they done a nice job, because the big issue is, no matter how many times I clear the curbing, what was nice about your contractor was, he had the sidewalk swept off, and he could remove all that debris or all the snow off from the sidewalk that they push into the curb. They can push it into piles, and the city generally moved their piles for them. And to whereas when I do the curbs, we don't do the sidewalks, so I get the curb swept up, and as you know, there's a lot of snow on them sidewalks, and that ends up in the curb
Right.
through the daytime.
Well, right, because we're
And that
doing the
creates the trouble,
sidewalk, so
and then-
that's, do you want us to shovel it down to the sidewalk?
You don't
or
really,
go
to
the
me, you don't
road?
have a choice. My only other thing would be another piece of equipment and maybe another man to actually have an ATV like they
I'm not
had.
worried
and-
about the sidewalks, if we can
Yeah.
work out, like, the businesses push it off into the street, and you come along and take it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
part of the problem is this, he's out at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then 10 o'clock, somebody comes and pushes their snow up to the curb.
It becomes a vicious circle. That's what was
And
nice.
there's 4 or 5 cars parked along the
And then
sidewalk.
now I
That was
can't finish
what
that
was
until the
nice about
following
Mike.
day,
Right.
usually. Unless
He
like,
was out there at 5 o'clock in the morning, pulling all the snow off to where
Yeah.
when Bart did come in,
yeah,
it was ready.
yeah.
Well, there was like other issues too, whereas some property owners don't do their sidewalks while a lot of you
Right.
do. And there's no enforcement on that either.
Well-
When you're walking down Main Street, you could be walking in 6 inches of snow
Right.
to somebody who maintains it and has it well salted, and it's great, and there's no one to go and say, or I don't know if there's anything in place for it to be like, hey, you have to
But
take
you
care
get
of
enough snow on that, and however those sidewalks get cleared, once that curb is clear, I end up pushing it back up on top of the sidewalk, and then that gets shoved back into the, so
You could push them both ways.
yeah.
No, I mean,
And I can't get it off
We
the
get it all over
sidewalk.
town though, I mean, there's
Well,
people
we're
who
always
don't do
gonna
their
have
sidewalks.
piles, I tried to pile it where
Right.
the light posts are, so that at least there's
Yeah,
a
and
sidewalk.
and if you
That's
do it that way,
right.
then it's not filling the curbing up again.
We're
Only for
just
me
trying
to
to
shove
come
it
up
back
with
up.
an addition, to what you're doing to
It's like
help,
if-
to help everybody.
If I had a skidster or like I say, some piece of equipment that we could actually backblade that, and then once we sweep it into a pile at one end or the other, and then sweep that back in. But, again, that's almost another person. Generally, we only have 2 guys plowing snow. And we're always shy one. That's just been the life, how it works.
Horse officially dead? All right, thank you. From the mayor. So luckily today, Donna was able to figure out the oil and gas lease, and I was able to sign it, get it notarized, and if it hasn't been sent, it's going to be sent. So that is
Yeah.
officially done. What did we say, 41 acres? Is that what it was? 40,
39.
30, it's just
Around 40.
Did you get that question answered about underneath city streets?
I asked Calco about it, but he didn't send us a lease on it, so nothing's been done about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just under 40 acres. There's the lagoons and the park is actually one property ID number, so that's all one. There's a small piece of property that we bought from the county that's behind, that goes back up to the river. I think it's an acre and a half or something like that. And then the DPW yard, those are the three separate things that we have. And it's my last meeting as mayor. I just want to thank all you guys for a great 4 years. It's been interesting. It's been grueling at times. I know I was a complete jerk sometimes too, but I really appreciate you guys putting up with me and my silliness. And I can't thank Donna enough, all the help that she gave me and keeping me from jumping out a window or something. So, and you three, of course.
I think you did a good job.
That's it, Kirk.
Thank you for the last 4 years, Eric.
You're welcome. I'm not getting them back, right?
They're gone.
That's it?
That's it for me.
Larry?
Yeah, I have nothing tonight.
Ken? Robbie?
Nothing for me. Good job, Mayor.
Thanks. Scott? Jason?
Well, I want to say good job as mayor and good luck to us here who are running for other positions tonight. I mean, it could be any of our last night at this table. So good luck to everybody and motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.